few weeks ago, I shared with you my morning routine from the perspective of the outside chores, so the small farm homestead morning routine. I mentioned in the video that I have a lot of stuff usually going on inside that happens during that time, and so I thought I would share with you my morning routine from more of the inside of the house perspective. Now, a lot of people on YouTube share morning routines, and I have been asked to share a video like this, and I've hesitated to share it for several reasons. One is that it changes a lot. So in the summer, things look a little different than they do in the winter. For us, since we have so many kids, it really changes by the child. So for example, this morning, I am up at, what is it, like 5:45, and I'm not normally up this early because one, Theo usually sleeps better than he did last night. I don't know what that child is doing, but he did not sleep well at all. He was up till close to midnight. And then I thought, oh, well then good, we can just cuddle and sleep till, later. And turns out we couldn't. So because I co-sleep, I am not one of those people that is waking up at like 5 to get all of my work done before the children, because if I leave my bed, either Theo will roll off or he will wake up. And that's been pretty much the case my entire adult life. There's usually maybe like a couple months in between where the child is sleeping really well in their own room and I wouldn't wake them up, and me being in my first trimester of pregnancy. So I'm not one of those get up at 5, tackle the day people. And so again, my morning routine just doesn't look like those kind of morning routines, because usually they're like, I get up at 5, I make my bed, I do my makeup. Mine's like, I roll out of bed when the child, kind of forces me to. A lot of mornings, Luke will take the baby. So last night we were both up really late because Theo was being loud, but normally I'm more the one dealing with the kids overnight, and so then Luke will take the children if they wake up early in the morning, so then I can make up for the sleep there. I'm not normally sleep deprived, actually. Normally we kind of split the duties, or usually the kids sleep a little bit better than he did last night. And so normally it's totally fine, but I usually sleep until like I have to get up, which usually just when everybody is downstairs, it's loud, and so I wake up. Now, a few things that are routine about my morning, and I've been doing them for years, is I start by drinking a really large glass of water. I'm really bad about remembering to drink water throughout the day. It's something that I've really thought about trying to get better about many times, and it just, I guess I get too busy, I don't think of it. My mornings are very laid back, but once I get started with my day and getting busy with stuff, I really don't stop until it's bedtime. So I do that, and then I make myself a cup of coffee, or Luke makes it. Today it's me because he is still asleep. He was playing with some toys and it's really loud. So because we have an espresso machine, this is our preferred way to make coffee. For many years, it was a French press and heavy cream. Probably years before that, it was a coffee pot. I don't even remember because that's been so long ago. But for the last, I'd say 2 years at least, it has been French press. So first I grind 1 shot worth of coffee beans. Now I have 3 different sources that I get my coffee beans from. One is Thrive Market, one is Aldi, and the third is I'm subscribed on Purity. Now that sounds like a lot of places, but we go through a lot of coffee. I'm not gonna be sharing the rest of my day, but I also do 1 shot in the afternoon. So I do 1 shot of espresso in the morning and 1 shot in the afternoon. That really only ends up being about 2 cups of coffee. I just like to spread it out because I like coffee so much. I also do have a couple bags of Purity decaf because sometimes I want like a nice, hot, comforting beverage some other time in the day that isn't my designated coffee slots. So once I brew myself 1 shot of espresso, I get some cream from one of our jars of milk and then steam it with the milk frother. Now, since I'm up so early today, I am going to sit and tackle some emails because Theo's pretty easy to watch in the morning. He just plays with toys. Nobody else is down here. And so I'm just gonna sit and sip my coffee till who knows when, and then I'll start breakfast whenever the time comes. So again, nothing is set in stone. Nothing is very scheduled out. We run our day in more of a routine style, not necessarily anything very rigid, except for nap time is always after lunch. But again, sometimes that falls a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later. I have an einkorn English muffin dough here that I doubled last night. What makes this a little different is it is made with milk and einkorn flour. Sometimes I do water, sometimes I do whole grain wheat, sometimes I do all purpose, unbleached. This is something that I find myself making the most when it comes to breakfast because it can be ready right away. Whereas like bread, I have bread dough going. Normally you don't have that first thing in the morning because you have to preheat the cast iron Dutch oven. Usually you're waiting for a second rise. And so this is just something that I can get going really quickly. I like to call it sort of like breakfast 1 and breakfast 2 around here. So when Luke first gets up, he usually will make like whoever's awake a couple of eggs. And then I kind of make the more official breakfast and get lunch going and clean up whenever they're out for chores. So only one kid is up and out with chores right now. Another one's woken up, so I'm heading up to get him. My daughter's playing with Theo, and soon Theo's gonna go down for a nap. So sometimes he'll go down around like 8:30. Today's gonna go down at 8 on the dot because he woke up so early. Actually, it's only 7:20. He's probably going to be going down actually even earlier than that. But that varies, and that's when I do some like extreme cleaning up very quick, pull this place back together. The chore time actually takes quite a while, and so there's a lot of time in the house to do all of that. Hey, are you already ready for your morning nap? I hear lots of crying in here. Yeah, wake you right back up for swim lessons, but at least we'll get a little nap in. Okay, before I get Theo down, I'm gonna do a quick tidy up of this room because once he's down, he's gonna get woken up just in time to go to swim lessons. So I'm gonna revisit this room. I don't always make my bed, but most days I do because it's kind of right in the like middle of our home, and so I see it a lot, and so it bothers me more if it's not like put together. I want to tell you about today's sponsor for this video, Marlowe. Right now you can buy 2 Marlowe pillows and get 25% off with my link below, or buy 4 and get 40% off with my link. Marlowe is a pillow brand that is designed to give you more sleep. Now you might be familiar with the brand Brooklyn, and I share them on here a lot. Absolutely love their linen sheets and duvets. And so because I love those products so much, I was sure that I would also love trying out the pillow from their other brand, Marlowe. I find that it's really difficult to find a comfortable pillow. They're either usually too big and then my neck hurts because they're too high up, or they are too soft and then they're flat, and in the middle of the night I have to rotate my pillow so that I don't have just the skinny part under my neck. You can say I'm a tiny bit picky about pillows. Because sleep is so important to your health and your energy levels and your productivity, it makes sense to invest in high quality pillows. Marlowe's cooling infused memory foam provides a really good balance of both comfort and support. It's backed by years of research to ensure your best rest. It has an easily adjustable zipper detail that allows you to adjust for firmness. So if somebody in your family prefers a firmer pillow and somebody a softer, you can accommodate. Other brands that allow you to adjust usually require you to add something in or take it out. The zipper makes this a lot more convenient. Marlowe's fill of chopped memory foam contours to your neck, while the hypoallergenic down alternative microfiber gives the feel of down, and I couldn't recommend them more to you. You can use the link down in my description box below to get 25% off 2 pillows or 40% off 4. Click the link below to get your Marlowe pillow and change the way you sleep. Put a noisemaker on during Theo's nap because he sleeps kind of in the middle of the action, which can be challenging. But one great news thing, last time I shared with you, I showed how the doors have always or have never matched in this house, these pocket doors here, and we actually finally fixed them. I'll probably explain more about that in a different video, but now at least Theo's room when he naps, the door is completely shut. I still nurse him to sleep. and he's actually not tired, but I know he is. We usually nap a good hour, maybe hour and a half, depending on how long we can keep the house decently quiet. All right, I'm gonna have one of these with an egg. Some of the kids will probably have it with jam. I'm gonna eat quick and then get on with the cleanup time of the morning. Normally, I like to get something in the oven or somehow started for lunch before going to swim lessons or whatever other activity we have for the day. Today, I actually already have a lot of leftovers, and so probably what we'll do is after swim lessons, we'll just throw those in the oven, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I am gonna get some bone broth going, and then I'm gonna do some laundry. Then I always make me a smoothie that I just drink like on the go, like whenever we're on the way there, then at swim lessons, I'll do that. And then there'll always be leftover smoothie that kids usually will get either now or throughout the morning. It's not super organized, but at some point usually everybody has milk or kefir or yogurt.
I have a present for you.
What? Oh, thank you. So usually the way our routine works with laundry is before bed or sometime around like kids' bedtime. There's usually a full load in here in the washer. We wash it, and then before bed we hopefully get it in the dryer. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, and it just goes in the morning. And then I'll usually do a load real quick here in the morning. I separate it out by kids' clothes, me and Luke and Theo's clothes, and then towels that go in the kitchen. Normally I don't even fold them, I just throw them right back in. We use in a day probably at least 5 or 6 different towels. I just am constantly wiping stuff down, getting them really dirty, throwing them in the wash, dryer, and then back in the drawer. I don't know. I feel like when I was first a homemaker, I would like save a towel or a rag for many, many days. Just because, I don't know, I thought maybe the process of washing it would take a while, but really it just makes it so easy to clean up when you have a lot of them. And they're not nice looking, they're messy, they aren't like pretty, they're very absorbent. And I don't know, it just doesn't take any time at all to just get them washed. So my theory on why this makes sense is instead of constantly rinsing and drying, like rinsing out the rag really, really good, wringing it out, hanging it somewhere to dry, repeat, repeat. I'm just using a lot more rags and then just throwing them in the washer and dryer for them to do the rinsing and the drying work. So I know that's not groundbreaking, but it actually, for me, in my homemaking kind of was, because it just saves time and gives me the tools that I need, which just is a lot of wiping power to keep my kitchen countertops and all the surfaces clean. I'm just almost always holding a rag, going around wiping stuff. Another homemaking tip I want to throw in here is to always be wearing an apron. This is just so helpful for gathering up stuff that shouldn't be there. So yesterday I was collecting like little tiny Legos that I feel like nobody plays with, but Theo likes to put in his mouth. Putting those in my apron. I gather up little scraps of paper, and then, you know, you can go to the trash can, empty it all out. But that's just such a tool for not only wiping your hands when you're making bread dough or whatever else you're doing throughout your day, but also tucking stuff in. There's never enough pockets on clothes to truly be effective when you're going around your house tidying up. In the summer, when the clothes aren't that bulky, we can get away with not putting away kids' clothes for many days, if not like a week, or we just live out of this basket. Whereas in the winter, we're doing the laundry, putting it all away in everybody's drawers really often because this basket fills up so quickly. So probably every like 3 or 4 days, the kids will sort and put away their laundry. But I like having quite a few clothes down here, especially because The 2-year-old is recently potty trained, and so you always need lots of undies and shorts, and kids are outside getting muddy, and it's really nice just to go from washer to dryer to basket to kid and just repeat, and then just skip the whole going in the dressers step, which works when the clothes are minimal and not bulky. All right, so this is the extent of the, once I run to the kitchen with all this, the extent of the laundry that we have right now. I'm a big fan and proponent of the everyday laundry and not a laundry day. Now this is what works for us. I love that there's never a pile of laundry. It's just a constant cycle. It never feels like a big overwhelming job. It's just something that we all kind of pitch in on. Sometimes Luke will be in here and he'll grab all the towels from the dryer, bring them in the kitchen. Sometimes a kid will do it, usually prompted. Sometimes he'll throw the laundry into the dryer, sometimes I will. Everybody's throwing stuff into the washer. It's just a team effort and it's always happening. And it's just not a big deal, a big chore. Going, and now I'm going to feed my sourdough starter because I have a recipe I'm trying to test for the vlog, and I want to be able to bake it tomorrow morning, which means that the dough needs to be brought together this afternoon, which means I need to have my starter fully activated for that. So this is the right timing. You have to work your way backwards with sourdough to find the right timing for this kind of stuff. My daughter on the task of freshening up the flowers from the garden. I'm about to take my youngest 3 to their ISR swim lessons. This is something we do all summer, so that's what the morning routine is in the summer, whereas in the fall and the winter with homeschool, 100% different. So if you're interested in hearing about my morning routine when that time comes again in the fall, I know I shared some, I believe, last year. Everything looks completely different for us during those months. So let me know in the comments below if you like seeing morning routines like this, a very real life mom one that doesn't have like a set schedule, that ebbs and flows. Let me know and I will make more videos like this. Well, thank you so much for spending the morning with me. If you're brand new to my channel, I am a mother of 7. Normally on this channel, I share food from scratch, natural living in a handmade home, whether it be in the context of a routine video, a day in the life. Sometimes I do specific recipes or what we're eating in a week. Make sure to hit that subscribe and follow along. As always, thank you so much for stopping by our farmhouse.